Welcome back to Beyond Basics Summer Edition.
So today is episode 5 out of 5. This is the last episode that we're going to record.
Yeah.
And so we did 5 episodes, and so this is one entire group of missionaries. In total, it was 12 missionaries, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that excludes the priest. So yeah, so that's the entire group right there, and so this is the last episode, and so we're excited that not that it's ending. I really want this to continue.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
today we have the last people in this group. So Tessa, let's hear those last few people.
Okay, so the people to end all your group, there's a lot of pressure on you guys because you're the last from your group, so you kind of have to make an impression.
Okay.
Yeah.
Duly noted.
Yeah. Okay. So here we have Teresa or Teresa or Tate.
Whatever you want to call me.
Whatever you want to call her. And then we have Zoe. Oh, I don't think there's any alternatives to Zoe.
Call me Zoe.
Yeah.
My name's already a nickname as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then here we have Nick or Ray. So we have some fun people here today. And so I'm very excited for this episode. So we just got to start to get to know you guys a little bit first, kind of set the stage. So if you could tell us where you're from, what school you go to, and if you're a student or a missionary, and maybe your major too.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah. We start here?
Yeah, we can start with Ray.
Yeah, you can start.
Right.
I'm a senior student at the University of Southern Mississippi. I'm from Gulfport, Mississippi, and I'm a sports management major.
Oh wow, that's so cool. That's unique, yeah. Zoe.
I graduated from Michigan Tech as a pre-med major.
Wow.
I'm from Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, which is in the Upper Peninsula, and now I'm a full-time focused missionary, and I serve at University of Wisconsin-Platteville.
Wow, yeah, that's so cool.
Sweet. I'm Teresa. I'm from Tallahassee, Florida, born and raised. I graduated from a community college there called TCC, and I got my AA. And I've been wanting to take some time off to do some mission trips, to travel, to work. I've been working as a chiropractic assistant, and in a bit after I travel, I plan on going back to school to finish my bachelor's.
Wow, that is so cool. That's so interesting. I think she's the
Thanks.
first one we've met that, is not a university student. Actually, I can tell you're just awesome.
Thank you.
I don't know, you just have this aura. I love you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Tessa, Teresa, it's a thing. I think we have.
We're already connecting.
Yeah.
It's definitely a bond
There's a
forming
line
from our
here.
name.
Yep. Okay, so to get to know them even better, we have an icebreaker. So
Yeah, so the icebreaker is 20 questions, so don't be alarmed. It's not going to be one after each other. It's going to be really quick. It's like a speed question kind of thing.
Cool.
And you're going to have to answer it under a minute. So I'm going to ask them really quick, and if you can answer them under a minute, then
yeah. So I'll just time you guys, and then when it's 1 minute, you stop. So we'll see how many questions they can answer in 1 minute. So we should keep track of how much, so we know who wins.
Yeah.
It's not really you won't win anything, but we want to see who wins. So,
Okay.
Yeah. So who should we start with?
We should start with Teresa since we started with
Oh, yeah.
the last
We'll
time,
start with
so.
her.
Okay, so let's go.
FYI, we've been in the sun all day, so if we're a little slow,
Yeah.
that's why.
That's why. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
okay,
should
3, 2, 1. What time do you get up in the mornings on weekends?
On the weekends, I try to sleep in because I have to wake up at 4 for work, so I'm up at 10. 10.
What did you have for breakfast?
This morning, cereal.
What period in history had the best fashion?
I did not hear what you just
What
said.
period in history had the best fashion?
Had the best fashion? The 50s. I love the 50s.
Okay, what's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Mamma Mia.
Apple or
wait.
Samsung? Apple or Samsung?
Apple.
What social media app do you use the most?
Instagram.
Are you left or right-handed?
Right-handed.
Who is your favorite actor?
My favorite, Chris Hemsworth.
Oh,
What's your
man.
biggest fear?
I don't have any fears.
Can you do any other accents other than your own? Which ones?
Ooh, I could do a British accent.
Biggest pet peeve?
Leaving the door open.
Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Countries that you've been to?
Here.
How many was that?
Okay, that was 13. Oh, that's
13. That's the number to
Wow.
beat.
Okay.
Those are rookie
Wow.
numbers.
Favorite
Okay.
actor.
Unfortunately.
You know what sucked? You know what's stupid? I
can't
had it
even
on
think
1
my
hour
favorite
instead of
actor.
1 minute, so I had to like keep track of it because it was not on 1 minute. But anyways, yeah, you did 13 questions. Wow. Yeah. Okay, she's
3,
ready.
2, 1, go.
If you could visit any place in the world, what would it be? Where would it be?
New Zealand.
What animal would you want to be and why?
Polar bear because they sleep all day and they're in the cold.
What was the last song you listened to?
Through Heaven's Eyes from the Prince of Egypt.
Oh, wow. What was the last movie you watched?
Some kind of Disney movie. I don't know.
What would be your first question after being frozen for 100 years?
Why'd you wake me up?
What's the best way to start the day?
Stretching and praying.
Never listen to music again or never watch a movie again?
Never watch a movie again.
Oh, yeah. If you didn't have to sleep, what would you do with the extra time?
Save the world. I don't know.
Oh, man.
That's big. Big dreams.
What time do you get up in the morning on weekdays?
5:30.
Whoa. What did you have for breakfast?
A muffin and banana.
What did you have for lunch?
Spaghetti and meatballs.
That's it.
Oh, man. How much was that? 10? 10 questions.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Oh, so beat you. You have to give me a high five.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So it's Ray's turn.
Ray.
now. I have high expectations for you. I don't know why. I just do. I have a lot
Trying
of
to think
faith
of
in
last
you.
movie. Oh, I remember. I got it.
Oh, you
I got
it.
it. This is
Okay,
easy.
you have to make the 20 now because nobody else did.
I'm gonna get like 15.
Okay. Oh, okay. He's setting his bar. Okay. So let's go. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, what was the last song you listened to?
Star 67 by Drake.
What's the best way to start your day?
Just wake up.
What's your favorite actor?
Steve Carell.
What's your favorite movie?
Coach Carter.
Apple or Samsung?
Apple.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Biggest pet peeve?
Not washing your hands.
What animal would you want to be and why?
Tiger. They're tough. They got stripes. Strong.
Stripes.
Countries that you've been to?
Belize.
Can you do any other accents other than your one? Which ones?
No, I can't. You know what I
Are you left or right-handed?
mean? Right-handed. Kind of
What
both.
social media app do you use the most?
Instagram.
What period in history had the best fashion?
2000s.
What did you have for breakfast this morning?
Muffin and chocolate milk.
What time do you get up on the mornings and weekends?
11 o'clock.
If you could visit any place in the world, which one would it be and why?
Mexico.
Done. How much is that?
Thank you. I think I can never look at you the same way again after you just said you idolized 2000s fashion.
It's funny.
It's funny. The only reason is because it gives me a little kick and giggle.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, no, I knew I had faith in you for a reason. So Ray won that, and his prize is just the satisfaction of knowing he got the gold. You know, he said it and he got it, so that was it. That's your prize. So with that being said, I think we're done with this segment, and we're gonna go into the next one, which since we have 3 people, will be a little different. So it's gonna be me and Zoe next. And then Santos is going to interview Teresa and Ray. So stick around, you're not gonna wanna miss this.
all your daily banking needs. Use any of Atlantic Bank cards. It's easy, it's secure, it's contactless.
And we're back. So here we have Zoe, and Zoe's awesome. I was talking to her offset. She's just, I love her. So I'm gonna be interviewing Zoe, get her testimony and everything. Are you excited? How do you feel? Are you
Slightly nervous. I've given my
nervous?
testimony before. Never
Yeah.
had it recorded, so new pressure.
Yeah, but it's, you know what's cool about this now is that if you ever ask like to give your testimony, you can just send around this recording. So you
That's
can
brilliant.
make, and then the show will get profit because it'll be worldwide, you know.
There we go.
So yeah, you can do that. So if that helps your nerves, I hope it does, so that you don't have to always repeat it. But yeah, so here we have Zoe, and Zoe, just tell us like how you grew up. You said you grew up. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan,
Michigan,
which is
okay.
in the Upper Peninsula, which
Yeah.
is like right next door to Canada. So I
Oh,
basically,
so it's cold.
oh, it's very cold. We get like 7-8 feet of snow every winter.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. So grew up Catholic?
No, I actually was born and raised Protestant.
Really? Mm-hmm. Wow. So you're a convert.
Yes, my parents were. My dad was a cradle Catholic, which is kind of what we call someone who's born and raised Catholic. And my mom's family left the Catholic church when she was about 7 years old. So she was raised Baptist from then on. So my dad wasn't strong in his faith, really. I don't think he really understood what his faith even was. So my mom just kind of took the reins. And we church hopped different Protestant denominations, different things. And so, yeah, that's how I was raised. A lot of Protestant camps, a lot of Protestant vacation Bible schools, Sunday school. So, yeah.
Oh, this is cool because you're like the first convert that we've had so far, really. This is interesting. I'm so, and like really like leaning in now, like, okay, tell me what happened. Yeah, so then how did you come to the Catholic faith?
Yeah, so my parents ended up placing, I have two younger sisters, so they ended up placing all three of us in a Catholic school.
Oh.
And I got to second grade, which is when everyone makes their first communion, and I was super excited. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna make my first communion. I get to wear a white dress and a veil, it's gonna be fantastic. And then my teacher told me, she's like, you weren't baptized, you can't do that. And I was like, what? What? And I went home to my mom and I was like, Mom, please tell me this isn't true. And she's like, yeah. And I was like, well, gotta get on this. I'm not gonna be the only girl who's not wearing a white dress and a veil. So in the span of like 4 months, I had been baptized, got to go to confession for the first time, and I received First Communion and my confirmation at the same time too.
That is so cool. Oh my gosh, man. Like in second grade to tell your mom, hey, I want to get baptized. That's so special. But yeah, so why did you stay in the faith then? Why did you stay in Catholicism?
Yeah, so I'd like to say that after that beautiful experience that we like really dove into our faith, but we didn't. We still really didn't understand it. Still very heavily influenced by Protestant teachings and still church hopping between the Catholic Church and the Protestant Church at that point now. And I got into middle school, and I remember clearly in class, my teacher was saying something in religion class, and I just like contradicted her. And I was like, that's not true, that's not right. And after class, she just kind of told me, she's like, Zoe, do you really know what you are fighting against? Do you know what you're saying no to? She's like, I highly encourage you to really look into what you're saying no to. And so that like started this whole process of me just like reading every book I could get my hands on about the Catholic faith to understand dogma, doctrine, Mary, the saints, everything, the Eucharist. And I just fell in love. It was just so cool. And from there on, I was just like, holy smokes, how could I not have seen this? Like, how do we not know? And during that time, my mom was like, what is my little 12-year-old doing? Like, what is she reading? So then my mom started reading to like kind of keep up, to try to like dive deeper into that. And so then my mom and I would have these amazing conversations going into high school, because I did an online college preparatory school, Catholic school, so I wanted to continue my Catholic faith. Because we didn't, past 8th grade, we didn't have any Catholic schools for high school. So yeah, doing that, having those amazing conversations with my mom, which was, just so beautiful.
Wow, yeah, I love that. Me and my mom used to do the same thing too. Like when I was small, she like maybe when I was like born and very young is when she really dove into her faith. So when I was growing up and she was growing up, I mean, well, not she growing up, but like when I was growing up, we both
Growing
did
up spiritually.
Yeah. And we would like study together, and I'd read the books that she read because my mom's reading the books. So it was the opposite. It wasn't my mom looking at me; it was me looking at my mom. And
That's
we do the
awesome.
same, and we have that kind of relationship. And so I can completely like I appreciate that, and I understand that, and I just love that 12 years old, you're deciding to research your faith. If it was me, I'd probably just throw it up and be like, thanks, teach, but peace out. Yeah, that's so cool. That's so special, and I love that. And I can tell because you came in with like 3 books. Like you came in the studio with like 3 books, and I was like, she's a reader.
In my defense, I was just coming out of holy hour, so it was like I just like had all the stacks.
Okay, yeah, me too. When I'm out of a holy hour, I have my stack too. Yeah. So, why Catholicism then? Like, why? What do you think is the thing that? Okay, I want 2 things from you.
Okay.
First off, what do you think is the thing that was most, like, you're most fascinated by? Like, the thing that where you're like, oh my gosh, I love this so much about the faith. And then 2, what was the thing that was the hardest to accept about the faith? Yeah.
Okay. I'm super intellectual. Like that's just like how my mind works. I'm really drawn to like the intellectual side, where the Catholic Church has Thomas Aquinas with the Summa, and it just goes into deep philosophy, which takes from Greek thought. And I was just drawn to that truth. Like that's one of the big 3 transcendentals that I'm just like drawn the most to. Besides beauty is truth, and I saw it so clearly in the Catholic Church.
Yeah, that's so true. The church, everything that people, there's a lot like this big misconception that the church is like, oh, Bible, and it's true because it's in the Bible and because this is what it is. But really, like everything that's taught, you can look into it and see the logical side and see, oh yeah, this makes a lot of sense. Yeah, and so then the next question is, what do you think was the hardest thing to accept, or was there any hard things to accept about the faith?
I don't think I've been very blessed that I haven't had anything that I've had to like struggle with the faith and acceptance. So
yeah, that's so cool. Okay, so she said that you've graduated. Yeah, you've graduated from university, so you have a bachelor's now.
Yes.
Yeah, pre-med.
Yes.
Yeah, and so you said that you're planning on continuing med school, right? After you finish being a missionary. So yeah, what are your plans?
Yeah, so I still have another 2 more years with Focus. So yeah, right now it's just prepping, doing small little prep things to get ready for medical school. But yeah, once I get into medical school, I really want to focus on the track of being an OBGYN. I think it's so important to have Catholic female doctors. I have such a heart for women's ministry and women themselves, and like protecting them from conception to natural death and everything that happens in between. And yeah, and giving them their human dignity. And a big thing that the world attacks is our fertility. And giving them their fertility back and teaching them. I feel like a doctor is a teacher, and teaching them how their fertility works, because nobody knows how a woman's body works. They've just like shoved that under the rug and just tell us like, yeah, it is what it is. Or they tell us there's something wrong, like an ailment with our body, and it's not an ailment, it's how our body naturally works. And so, yeah, just fighting for women in that realm and giving them their human dignity back.
Yeah, that is so important, because I think, like you said, like nobody really cares about like how we work, how we function and everything, and the doctors will just give you like a quick fix, or like this is just do this, or like birth control, and there's like always another way. There's always another way, and I think that we need more women to do that, to go down that field and to have that like want to really know, okay, how does my body work, and how can I help other women learn how their body works, and like NFP and all that stuff. And so yeah, I was telling her like, you either come to me or I'm going to you. Like when I'm older and I'm ready for like having kids, if that's my calling, or if not, I'm gonna be recommending you to every girl I know. So you'll have jobs. You won't be broke.
I'll never be out of a job.
Yeah.
It's all great. Yeah, I was very fortunate in my time in college. My university parish, the priest there, is very passionate about really fighting the feminist culture that is on college campuses, specifically on college campuses that are heavy in STEM, because a lot of the women see their fertility as like a weak point.
Oh yeah.
And it like hinders them against the men to be like competitive in jobs. And so birth control culture is super huge on STEM campuses, not more or less for like the promiscuous part, but more to be like, just in case anything happens, like my dreams won't be crushed.
Yeah.
And so he saw that and was like, this is not good, this is not healthy. And he brought in a Creighton model technician to come and teach the women in our Newman Center the Creighton model, how to track our cycles and all this kind of stuff, to teach us how our body works and give us that freedom.
Yeah.
And so I was introduced to that in college, and it was, it's just changed my life.
Yeah, I love that. And there's so much in there that you said that it's just so true. You know, like women, we feel like once it's like a baby or a career, you know, it's one or the other, and we have to choose. And I think, you know, when you said that nobody cares about how our body works because we're trying to be men. Like they're telling us we need to be like men, and they want to get rid of femininity, and they want to get rid of everything that makes a woman, and I hate that. So that's just the bottom line. Like just don't like that. But yeah, I mean, I think we could do a whole episode on that. Really, I mean, like there's so much to say about that, and I would love to do an episode on that. But
I'd be down.
Yeah,
I could Zoom call in.
Oh man, like it. Spoiler, that's our next episode. Kidding. But yeah, thank you so much, Zoe. I think you're so special, and I love talking to you. You're amazing, and we need more women like you in this world. So I hope you enjoyed listening to Zoe's testimony and hearing from her as much as I did. And so next segment, after the break, we're going to have Santos interviewing the other two missionaries. So you're going to want to see that because they're just as much fun as Zoe is. So stick around, and after that is our game.
Okay, and we're back. So we just heard from Zoe and Tessa. It was really great. I really enjoyed Zoe's testimony. Really, really down to earth and just really unique. I think that's one of the most unique stories that we've heard so far. And I'm just pleased to have with me Teresa and Ray Ray. So I call you Ray Ray. So yeah.
Guys usually don't call him Ray Ray.
Oh, sorry. Okay, it's just Ray. Okay, just Ray for now. Ray, what did you study again? I forgot.
Sports management.
Sports management, and then
Health science.
Health science. Okay, so I feel really safe right now, really secure because you have a health science major, a sports director here, and so I feel really secure.
Like you
right
could
now.
play soccer with him, and then I can come help fix it wherever you get hurt. I got you.
I'm telling you. Okay, so first of all, cradle Catholic. You know, were you born into the faith? Were you raised in the faith? You know, we could start with Zoe. I mean, sorry, with Teresa.
No, you're totally fine. Yeah, I was born in a really solid Catholic family. Both my parents were youth ministers growing up, and so I got to like join them with that. But yeah, what about you?
I was also a cradle Catholic. I'm majority Catholic family. You know, my dad was a big stronghold for my family, Catholic-wise in our faith.
Oh, that's really great. I mean, like right nowadays, you know, you need really father figures to really represent and to just be there for their family, and so I really love hearing that. So, you know, every movie has its rising action, you know, has the little plot twists and everything. So what was your rising action? You know, what was the problem in your life? Maybe like if you had a conversion, you know, what was the problem, or what was your life like before your conversion?
Start with me?
Yeah, you could start.
So I guess like in middle school it was fine. I knew who Jesus was because I grew up going to youth group, but then I had to go solo, and I was kind of thrown into a public school after going to like a private school and like doing homeschooling in middle school, like back and forth. And it was a big change. I went to a big high school, and freshman year was great. I had good solid community, good Christian friends that I surrounded myself with. And then I went to work in Key West over the summer that year and came back after like not keeping in touch with my friends. And things just started to change, and they started turning away from the faith a lot and getting into what everybody else was getting into, such as like the drugs, the sex, the partying. and I had to like sit back and like make a decision of, am I going to join my friends and like still have some kind of community in high school, or am I just going to isolate myself and cut them out? And I did that, and it was hard to like go that year completely alone, not doing what everybody else was doing, cutting everybody out, stop going to youth group. It was just a really low point in my life. And then later that summer, I had an opportunity to go back to Key West and to work. And when I was in like that sophomore year, I like wasn't praying as much, no adoration, no youth group, no anything. But it was a Catholic church, and so we still went to mass, and that was like a casual, normal cradle Catholic thing to do, was to go to Sunday mass. But adoration I just usually avoided. And one day my boss came up to me, and he was like, hey, like we're starting the 24-hour adoration back up. You want to take it 2 a.m.? And I was like, no, no, I'd rather be sleeping. There's no way. He was like, sweet, I'll see you at 2 a.m. You know, you can just pop in and you'll have that hour. And I was like, okay. And I went to bed, I woke up, I walked down, the adoration chapel was right by where we were staying, and I sat in adoration for a good like 20, 25 minutes, just not praying anything, not saying anything. I was just mad. And I just sat there and I looked up at Jesus and I was like, yo, like, where were you? Like, I was in like the lowest point in my life, and like you weren't there, and I didn't want to talk about it with him. I was like, like whatever, I'm just gonna get through this hour. But I just started to get a little antsy. Just like I heard the clock ticking behind me, it was like tick, tick, tick. And I was like, fine, you want to talk about it? Like, let's talk about it. And I just poured everything out, things that I was struggling with, things that were on my heart, and a really cool situation happens to me in that moment. I get a really awesome image of Jesus, and it kind of like changed my life for the better. And just his invitation to look up and see that he was there the entire time, because I was going with my head down, and I finally needed to look up. And yeah, it was just a really powerful encounter I've had with the Lord that day, and he called me to help people, which is why I'm here on this mission trip.
Yeah, that's really great. I really love hearing that, because I just see, you know, that there was maybe a lot going on, and just being able to share that and with Christ was really, I guess, a turning point for you.
It was.
And I'm, you know, a lot of times we try to like hide it, try to just bury it down and not share it. But I'm glad you did, and so I part of that, that's part of the reason why you're here. And so, you know, I'm just really glad to hear that. How about you, Ray? What was your story?
From like, from when I was born till 5th grade, my faith life was great. You know, I had like my school and everything was great. All my friends were all into our faith. My dad was a very strong person that like was strong in his faith, was able to like bring me to church every weekend and everything. But from like 6th to 8th grade, I went to a new school, and like I wasn't able to express my faith, and I lost interest in it. So it was kind of tough for those 3 years. While like school, like I had my group of friends, but like I was also kind of getting like bullied at times a little bit, and it just got to me a lot. So it was hard to just focus on my faith when I couldn't really like express it with other people, I guess. But it was my 9th grade year when I went on a retreat that my dad led, and that was kind of like a turning point, because I met a group of other boys who were also like interested in their faith, and so that kind of gave me hope in like not having to go to my friends at school about my faith, but I could go to other people like from different schools about my faith. And so ever since then, I had to drive to continue to go to retreats, and I did that for like for the rest of high school. And then after high school, I went to my freshman year of college. It was great freshman year, and sophomore year was great, and then COVID hit. And then that kind of I kind of lost interest again. And so, cause like that fire was kind of gone, cause like I got distracted, and like there's a lot of things going on in the world, and I kind of put too much focus onto that and just kind of put the faith aside. And so my junior year of college, I was like trying to be involved a little bit, but it was kind of hard when I wasn't really like trying to give it my all to God. And so I kind of like just I knew that I needed a refreshment or a restart, and so that's kind of why I'm here, to just kind of get away from like what's going on in the world right now. Just come to a place that needs help, kind of, and just to be able to give service to. So yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of what a retreat is. You just kind of like apart yourself from all the distractions, all the different attractions from the world, and then you just kind of you go in your little silent zone just to really reflect about life and really reflect about the important things. And so I'm really glad that you're here right now. You're doing that. You have that intention. And so I'd just like to ask, how is it right now? Like, what things right now that you've seen so far in this mission trip that has really like brought, caught your attention and just really something that made you reflect, especially as it relates to this mission trip?
Well, someone has helped me like kind of figure out what my I don't want to say like problem, but like what kind of made me like go away from like kind of like push away God. Mm-hmm. It was that I felt as if I wasn't worthy of His love. Mm-hmm. I felt that I was distant away from God, that He just wasn't there. But it was reality. I feel like I was just kept making like certain mistakes that I just continued to like say I'm not worthy of being like fixed or being loved by You. So why should I try?
Yeah.
So
no,
and this mission trip has like with all like we go to a daily mass, holy hour, and everything, and I've kind of found that fire again, and like I've had that open conversation with God, I guess, and just being able to have that opportunity again and not be stuck like working 24/7 and just being all over the place. So.
Right. No, that's really deep. I really, reflect about that, not feeling deserving of God's love. And I think that mostly comes from just, just being dependent too much on human love. For a while, I sometimes associate God's love with like me, the love that people have to offer me and the love that you feel like you deserve, because most of the times it's conditional. Whatever, if you do something, if you mess up, then it doesn't feel like you're loved. But, when you really encounter God and you really encounter, His unconditional love, then it just feels like something so different and, something that it's really hard to accept at first, but when you do accept it, it's just life-changing. And so, but, not everything is as easy as it looks, and so there are struggles, even for people who've converted, even for people who've been through years of formation, there are struggles. And so, what would you say has been like maybe the struggle for you, Teresa, like for you being here, like if you really had to ask God one question right now, like maybe are there any doubts or anything that maybe you would want to ask God? Currently.
About why I'm here, my future.
About your future, anything right now.
I guess like the question I've been reflecting on in adoration is just asking like, where am I going next? Because He's put a desire for mission on my heart, and I learned that pretty quickly. And I just love seeing how God works through me, those around me, and just like loving people like where they're at, and like being like you're seen, you're loved. There's a heavenly Father that adores you. And I like want to go out and I want to share that. So with me like not really knowing where I'm going like school-wise or like where I want to travel or what I want to do like missionary-wise, I just keep bringing that to the Lord over and over and over again. I'm just like, please open doors. Like I'm knocking on doors, open them, show me where you want me to go. And it just takes patience and like continued discernment to figure that out. But.
Right. Yeah. And I like how you put it. It's just like patience. Discernment, and a lot of times discernment just requires action, and so being here really shows that you've acted and you really want,
yes, really want it.
Yeah. So I'm in the same situation too. Like I don't know what's gonna happen in the future. Like there are many questions, and so
being young, you have your whole future ahead of you.
It's just a struggle of being young, But you just have to take that step confidently, securely, and so I just really applaud you guys for being here, and I really hope that you've taken something here, from Belize, spiritually, and even like whatever it is that you really enjoy here in Belize, Is there something particular, maybe like the people, the food? I know Ray was sharing a while ago about the food, how you're just eating beans every day.
The food's great.
The food's
The
great.
food's great. We have other meals, but like eggs
Yes.
and beans seems like it's a normal thing around here.
Yes, but the person making our meals is absolutely wonderful, and she tries to like spice it up every once in a while, and we're like, mwah, chef's kiss. It's good. It's good stuff.
It's really good stuff. I really like that. And so yeah, I really thank you for sharing your story, and I really just encourage you to just continue and just really seeing God and the way how He acts, in each and every day. And I hope you can continue sharing that joy, like you said. You just really want to share that, and I'm just so glad because you're achieving it. You're really sharing joy with us here, and I know you'll continue to share that joy. And so, likewise, viewers, continue to share those likes, those comments, and this video. So we appreciate you for always supporting us, and I guess the lesson here is just like, whenever you do have that joy, don't keep it for yourself and try to share it. Don't be selfish. Try to share it with others. And so, just like how Ray and Teresa has shared their joy, I hope everyone can share their joy. One more question. You said you got your name from Mother
Teresa.
Mother Teresa. How did that go? Like, what were your parents' intention with that?
I don't really remember what happened that day because I was a baby, but my mom just had it on her heart to call me Mother Teresa. And when I first learned her story of just like in Calcutta and like how she was working with the poorest of the poor and like all the horrible things she had to witness, I was terrified as a kid. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I would never want to do that. That's absolutely insane. But when I found Jesus and I had him in my heart and like I knew I wanted to do the mission work I was talking to about, like I looked at Calcutta, I was like, I want to go to the poorest of the poor. And so it's an honor to be named after Mother Teresa. She's such a wonderful example like in my life to look up to.
It's really good. That's really good. How about you, Ray? Do you have any devotion to a particular saint, or
I just found out this previous fall semester I was named after Saint Nick because my dad said that was a gift.
Wow,
So,
that is so cool. Like I'm sitting here with someone named after Saint Nick and Mother Teresa. So that's it for me. I'm really satisfied now. So yeah, just stick around. After this, we're gonna have a game, and it's it's always fun. And so this game, just be prepared to really have a lot of fun right now, guys. So stick around. The game after this, and afterwards, we're gonna end it. Like I said, this is episode 5, and that's gonna be it. So thank you.
Pay your way with Atlantic Bank's chip and contactless cards. These cards provide added security while allowing you to pay in an easy and convenient way. You can perform your transactions in 2 ways. Chip transactions by inserting your card into the POS device, or contactless by simply tapping your card on the POS machine. This feature is perfect for your everyday small value transactions. Using Atlantic Bank chip and contactless cards is easy, convenient, and secure. Atlantic Bank chip and contactless cards. 1 card, 2 ways to pay.
Okay, so we're here. We've come back from hearing the testimonies. Zoe's testimony was awesome, and then we had the other 2 testimonies from Nick or Ray and then Teresa. So, without further ado, we're gonna go straight into our game, which is the best part. And so this game is I'm actually nervous for this game. I don't know why. Yeah, who do you think's gonna win? Who do you like? You think so?
she has paper.
Wait, I need my
know.
timer.
She has paper. Anything with paper and a pen, we're like,
I'm 50-50 right now.
It's called Song Association. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
Song Association.
no, what is that?
Okay.
Shoot.
Yeah, okay, so it's basically in this cup, St. Joseph mug, we have some words. It's like one word, and you have to sing a song that has the word in it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. I did this with my siblings once.
Yeah. So you have to like sing like a line from a song that has that word in it in 10 seconds. So do you have your timer?
Kitty Ann would have been great at this.
Yeah.
Yo.
So I don't know how many rounds are in here, but we're probably gonna do 2 rounds. But yeah. So I don't know who wants to start. Do you want to start?
It's all y'all.
It's all okay. Fine. I'll start. I don't mind.
You start, and then
Yeah.
I guess we can go like that. So then Teresa, Zoe, Ray, and then Santos and me. So get ready.
So I do it now.
Yeah, you just pick one and then sing.
Kick the dust up. Toot 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 toot. These are country songs. These are country songs.
That's why. What's the name of the song?
Kick the dust up. I'm pretty sure it's by Luke Bryan.
Oh, I know Luke
You know
Bryan.
Luke Bryan.
I know Luke Bryan.
Everyone knows Luke
Okay,
Bryan.
Yeah, I know him. You know him?
No.
Do anyone else know him? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So guessing.
Oh, say dust. Okay.
Okay. So next is Zoe. One.
Oh my gosh. I'm blanking.
Can I help?
You're the one I want. Hit me, baby, one more time. There we
One more time.
Baby timing.
go. I totally went over.
Yeah.
He was like, hit me,
I'm really
baby.
bad under pressure.
That was good. That was good. So keep track of the points. You got one. And so let's go, Mr. Winner.
Ray.
Oh,
Sorry.
let's see. So no. Dang it.
What's the word?
Need.
Need.
I said I need it. It's by Migos. It's a song. It's called "I Need It," and they just keep saying "I need it."
Is it the one that's like, I need it, I want it.
No,
Had a dream that I woke
I don't
up.
know that.
Okay, Santitos, get your timer ready. Actually, I'll time you.
That was a tough one.
1, 2. Say the word.
Goodbye.
Okay. I can think of like 5.
Goodbye. Oh my gosh.
That's 10 seconds.
Goodbye. I don't know.
I'm thinking of like Sam Smith.
Like
I'm thinking of goodbyes.
Oh,
Good.
I don't
No
know.
way that you'll see me cry. Oh! Yeah, I love that one. Okay. My turn. Take this. Okay. I'm scared. Dream. I had a dream. ABBA. That's ABBA. ABBA, right? I have a dream. There's also dreaming of you tonight till tomorrow. That's Selena. I can think of like 10, but yeah, she's amazing.
Oh, love.
Love. Oh man.
Oh man, all the songs. I love
Every
the
song ever.
What's love got to do? Got to do with it. What's love but second-hand emotions? No, that clock's wrong. Oh man.
Okay, Zoe.
Stars. Oh, written in the stars, million miles away. No one?
No.
Oh my gosh, it's like early 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
I can't think of who
Wait,
it.
Is it unwritten?
I forgot. Something Turner.
I can't remember.
Oh, you know it?
Yeah, I know.
Tina Turner?
Tina Turner, yeah.
It's got a rapper in it. Well, I can't think of the rapper's name.
Ludacris?
I actually think it is Luke. No.
He was probably in every song. Yeah. Okay, hooray. He missed the mark.
Angel.
Angel.
I don't think I have anything for this one.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, I don't have
Angel
any.
baby.
I don't know that song.
You don't know it? It's like 50s.
Yeah, I'm not that old.
What's that one? You're my
Darling baby.
That's the one I thought of. Yeah.
Shaggy, so can never go wrong with Shaggy.
Who's next?
How much do we have left?
3.
We could probably just have them do the rest.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, it's my
Actually,
turn?
no, let's let her go first, cause yeah.
Fire. Oh, dang it. I'm running out of time, aren't I? No, I have one more second. It's game. Fire. You guys know anything with fire?
Girl is on
Fire! It's like once you get help.
The first one I thought of was "You're my fire,
You're
my
the one desire. Believe.
Wow.
Oh, I'm not winning at this game.
The
brain farts.
The brain farts. Yeah.
All the brain farts.
forever.
Ooh, that's a hard one. That's a really hard
I
one.
can think of.
Hands up.
Got nothing.
Like forever young. I wanna be forever young.
Yeah, it's okay. Like every time we get the card out of here, we're like,
I'm better
Wait.
at everyone else's turn but mine.
That's
all right, Ray.
Actually, there's one more.
What is one more?
There was 4. I didn't see that.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Beautiful girl.
You have me.
That's good.
That's so good. Yeah, that was
Do these.
amazing. Okay, there's one more. I guess I'll do that one. Oh man. Okay, home. I wanna go home.
That's what I was thinking too. I want to go home.
That's the only one I could have thought of. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. Did I make it?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't even know who won.
That was
because
literally
I don't know
9.99, like right at the tip.
I know. Okay, that was so fun. That went better than I thought it would. Yeah. That was so good. That was fun. Thank you guys so much for
course.
this fun episode. This was such a good one. Oh my gosh. I'm actually sad that this is the last one with this group. So yeah, favorite part of the episode.
I have to say this game. Actually, the icebreaker too was pretty fun.
Yeah, the icebreaker was
so,
really fun.
yeah, a game on the icebreaker.
Yeah, I think my favorite part was talking to Zoe. I mean, that was a really nice conversation we had. I think we need to exchange social medias after this. I got to keep in touch with all of you guys. You guys are awesome. Yeah, that's my favorite. You guys, favorite part?
I think sharing my testimony with Ray, that was just like deep, heartfelt. We didn't get as deep as we could have, but we still got deep, which I loved.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just enjoyed the whole thing.
Yeah.
This is a lot of fun. I've never done this before. This was a whole new experience.
Oh, that's great. Right.
I say testimonies too with Teresa. It gave me a chance to kind of like think about my testimony again because we recently were able to give them to one another, so kind of got a chance to rethink about it.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, I'm so happy you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm actually sad. I don't want this to end. Sad, I don't want you guys to go. Yeah, so
That's it. Yeah, so this has been the last episode again for just this group here. And then afterwards, we're going to continue with this, and we're just really, really thankful for everyone who have shown their support so far for each episode. And so we hope that you continue to comment, continue to like, continue to share, and just continue to support us in any way you can. We really appreciate it, and we just hope that it's not the last time that we see each other.
yeah.
Some of us may be back in Belize.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Until next time.
Until next time.
Zoe might come back and be my doctor. So.
I'm all about the idea of a traveling doctorate. Sounds amazing.
Yeah. Missionary doctor, love it. We love it. So, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and you can watch our other episodes on Guadalupe Media's Facebook page. And thank you so much. God bless.